Okay.
All right, hello everybody. Thank you for being here today. Ms. Trevino has decided that this year, just to make sure that we are tracking our seniors, that we are going to meet quarterly and go over CCMR information. Ms. Nieto has, she's gonna share how she tracks some of our seniors right now who are still testing with TSIA 2 in the math and also the reading. And then we're gonna go over our tracking sheet that we use with our counselors. If anyone does need a copy, I just made a copy of the college ready indicators just to have like a real quick reference sheet. So that might be helpful too. Yeah, you can have one of those. The first thing I did though in preparation for this meeting is I pulled the taper report. And as you know, our CCMR information is usually a year behind because it takes them, a while to get all that data, especially with our military students who join the military. And so when I was looking at it, I was really just comparing the 2021-22 data to the 2022-23. And as I was looking at it, it looks like we have really made some significant gains in a lot of our areas, our sub-pops, and then from year to year. The one category that I was looking at where it did look like we didn't make any gains, in fact, we dropped a little, was in our special ed category. We were at a 66.7, and then when we got to the new 22-23, it was a 57.1. So I guess one of my first questions before we start looking at the data, just the number of our seniors currently that are in the SPED program, and then do we have plans in place based on their IEP to get them to that college ready level? Would anyone like to address that?
We currently have 6 seniors that are identified as being special ed, and of those 6 seniors, there are 3 of them that are in college prep. They have not met the college ready standard yet. 3 of them are in the college prep, English and college prep math classes. And the other ones, I believe, they are doing the college bridge. They're not enrolled in the classes.
So as long as they complete the college bridge, are they in the self-paced college bridge?
Or the
Texas
classes.
college bridge? Or are they, because they're not in.
So there's a
college.
class and then there's the self-paced.
Well, and as long as they complete it
Yeah.
and they receive their certificate, then they receive their
And does that 6 include our one that we have at Fort Sam?
Do they have a monitor person assigned to them? I just counted the 6 that are assigned to a monitor person here at Randolph.
That's
So maybe we have 7 then.
Okay.
Maybe we have 7.
The other thing that I know is, I think when talking to Ms. Gallion, our other counselor, she was saying that I think we discovered last year that if a child has to pass both the college, if they're taking a college ready class in math and English, both of them to be considered college ready. We were just thinking,
Wait.
so
What do you mean they have to pass both?
if they are in both of them. So they're not gonna receive, even if they just pass the math, they're still, and that's great, but if they don't pass both the math and the English, then, because we separate them into the college ready classes.
She just wants to know because there's TSIA 2, there's college prep, there's SAT there, so you want clarification on what data.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Yes.
So if they're in a math college prep class and they pass that, and I get that information, then I'm gonna go make them college ready for that math, college prep math. That's what I've been
If the
doing.
student has already, let's say the student did well on the SAT, or they did well on the TSI, and we're not doing anything for them at all under the English. They're only getting services from us for math, when they are now, and they pass the college bridge, or they pass the Ms. Atwell's college prep class,
Yes,
then they are now college ready.
but she's saying they have to be both.
Correct, because they already,
Which they
already.
would, but
they
it
already-
can be,
Mhm.
it can be from this side or from this side, from this data point to
So
this
you're
data point.
saying.
Because, remember, we had some students last year that they had passed the ELA, but even till the very end, they had not passed their math.
Yeah.
And
So
they
they're
just,
not-
so
they're
they
not college
just,
ready.
not college ready.
At all.
No.
No, until they show to earn their one full grade.
And it's my understanding, if they do, and you may correct me if I'm wrong, Ms. Price, when they do enroll in that first semester of college, once they get a credit for, or college credits in that math,
Mhm.
like a remedial, or even if it's math, once they pass that, and then they see they've already passed the English part, then they do receive the college ready
Yes.
point, or we do as a.
No, we
dis-
won't as a district, no. The only CCMR point that we can earn after the kids are
It's the
graduated
military.
is on the military. And we have to
Gotcha.
have that by March of the following school year. Have it done in our system.
Gotcha.
Which we have found at times difficult to reach out to the student
Yeah.
who's not gone,
Yeah.
to retrieve that form that we, what is it, DD 214?
Yes. You said that 14.
Yeah.
So, Ms. Nieto, may I ask you a question? So, and whoever wants to answer it, what has been the biggest, like, challenge, I guess, to getting all of our students to that level? Is it the SAT, TSIA two? Maybe, are they not enrolled in enough,
I
like,
think the
AP courses, or?
The biggest challenge I would say would be for like example, we have to do the SAT, because when we first looked at this, I believe our first rounding like about like 70 kids to like 80 kids for the past like couple of years have not passed the math portion of the SAT. So then this year, what we did to compensate that, we tested them twice, once in April of 2025 and once in May of 2025, which helped us reduce our numbers starting the school year. And also the teachers, the math teachers were calling them in consistently as much as they could in May, which helped prepare them for the test.
We also have the SAT boot camp.
The SAT can do.
So that was something different we tried last year.
We made more of an awareness to the parents too, so we made them more aware of the dates, we try to communicate as much as we can, so they knew the importance of the SAT.
One thing we do need to, which I believe I put in the campus improvement plan, that we still need to work on a little bit for using the data is the PSAT,
Yes.
right? Because I think we administer the exam, we have the results, and it might just get a little tucked away. But we should use that data to kind of see already, okay, these kids moving into their, some are sophomores moving into their junior, or juniors moving into their senior year. We need to start intervening as soon as possible with those children.
Well, this year, what Carrie did was, for to the PSAT, she set up a sophomore PSAT class for all the sophomore class. And then she added all the teachers so that they could get on there
Through progress
learning. And then, SATs for juniors, so she assigned PSAT for sophomores and SAT for juniors.
I did have a question from a parent the other day, who sits on our, DWID, and she asked a great question after the meeting was over. She said, can you administer PSAT for even younger grades? So right now we're at sophomore and senior. So I asked her, I wanted to know more, what would be the reason and things like that, in her eyes for her child. But she was thinking, would that help if we test even earlier and kind of see which children need intervention and not wait until late?
And I think that would be good if we are gonna do something with
the
that,
results.
yeah.
Well, would it be the SAT or would it be the TSI? Because even, last year we even started also testing students that were in Algebra 2, taking the TSI 2, which right here, I started to, yes. But I'm saying, would it be better, what would be better to do the PSAT or the SAT?
So, can I just ask, because I've never seen the TSIA two test, I've seen an SAT math
Yes.
test, but which one, are they comparable, or is the TSIA two really a hard Is it difficult?
It's,
The TSI test was very easy, I took it, no
Oh.
problem. The TSI two, I had to like, I took it, I had to think about it.
it's the version,
Yeah,
it's
it's
an
hard.
updated version, and it is very difficult. And then again, talking to some universities where they're having 1,000 students coming in, not meeting TSIE two, how do they provide remediation? It's too many kids. But for here, if our kids are already meeting at SAT, they won't need
Yes.
TSIE two. So using the PSAT,
There's two EOC,
um,
if you have a passing PSAT score, you want to take the English two EOC.
Yeah, so they score high enough at the
Yeah.
earlier,
Right.
then they won't have to take that,
Yeah.
that is true.
so if we work backwards, right, PSAT to SAT, then this list would be smaller.
The other thing I was thinking, and this will just be my last point, I know we've been talking about maybe starting a goal-setting program, even in middle school, with students tracking their own progress, because talking with Miss Galliana this morning, she said, I guess you guys still have parents that wanna know, oh, how do we fill out this, how do we fill out that? With every senior's already been given a packet, you guys had the college family night, and she gets phone calls because the parents want to fill out the applications for their students. And her point was that she wished the students would take a bigger role in their own, filling out the applications, making sure they're college ready and not relying so heavily on their parents to fill those out for them. So it was just an idea, something that maybe we can start thinking about going forward. What would a goal setting time look like? The other thing she said is because I know that you and, like now, she's not here because she's having to deal with something else. Her thing was, I feel like at times we need like an academic dean, someone that would fill that role of academic dean and call in that student, those seniors and say, okay, how are we tracking? So just a couple of ideas to maybe think about.
This is a college application time of day, and then we can find the body is important. But we know that just give them time to actually sit in and do it. Counselors, you all have the senior information on your library, or counselor corner on the webpage. But do we have something for parents that shows like, okay, for the fall, here's a checklist, spring, here's a checklist.
I just sent it out to everybody, currently everybody, yesterday, I sent her the answer.
Everything at
The
the time.
junior, the switch junior, college junior, spring junior, that summer.
Just going back to the conversation that you were saying about the SAT, that we wanted to, like, with progress on it, we could assign students to SAT practice.
Can we see that?
Or,
I think in the.
Wow.
my daughter's school, they graders have the PSAT, if they're having them going to another private high school, then they have them passing the PSAT score and doing the TSA.
And I think that's what I'm saying, I think or there's some schools out there that are starting to think can we put that data in a visual form to see based off of PSAT so we can share with the teachers? Because I know they get their own score reports. I don't think they're the greatest, but when you put it in this kind of form, it's easier to see, okay, these are the kids that we really need to intervene with.
So does the PSAT information get uploaded into Assembly as well?
Not that I've ever seen the teachers have the ability to download their and analyze reports. And it does break it down by category. Usually I used to print it out for teachers and then I would just set up a quick meeting for them to go over. But even then, do we take action on it or do we just kind of do it?
Well, last year when we did the SAT boot camp, we did download all the PSAT scores and we get into
you know, even this year, once we get the PSAT results for our sophomores, could we pull up all their reports one day during WIN, have them all together, or a couple of days, have maybe our counselors tell them this is what this means, this is what this means, highlight a couple of areas where you could, you know, grow in these areas, concentrate on those, but, you know, just something, not anything full blown, but just to give them, oh, you know, yeah, I did really well here, but it looks like I didn't focus on this, or,
When we have a file, I can try to upload it, because you can always look that up quick, because you don't remember the dad can take it, you can go look it up
We
at a
also
glance.
used to have those in Aware at one point.
Yeah, but that doesn't talk, it's like a sender talks to Aware, but Aware, it doesn't work the other way. Yeah.
No, it's just that teachers are familiar with Aware, and
Uh.
so it gives you color-coded reports.
So if I have it coded in a sender, then it should show up in Aware, right? So we upload the BSAT,
Yes.
as long as I get the file, I mean, I always try, you know.
So for this one, it has, for PSAT, they just took. And then for TSIA two that they just took in October, is that data already updated?
Yeah,
here?
so it's updated, so did you want to have like a little comment for kids that pass, so yes, so it shows the comment. And then pretty much everyone was really close to passing.
So the interventions are.
Yes.
And then the green is meaning that's passing, right?
Yes, so the
Yeah.
green right here, this was based on SAT, ELAR.
And I filtered for that one.
And then if they're taking college prep, we put them for English.
Well, I like that she put the passing score 480, cause that helps me, cause I don't know.
Yeah.
So I know when I filter, I'm gonna look for anything 480 and above, and that'll create my report.
And then from here, counselors use this data, put it on this one. I was thinking on this here, I think we talked about last year that we were missing a column that just shows, okay, this child is good.
Yeah,
Ready,
see-
like a,
For both.
Well, I had put like,
Yes.
maybe just one column that says CCMR and a check mark that says that means they're college ready. And that way you don't have to look
Continue
through and
looking.
say, yeah.
Well, once we start adding it, once we do the on-ramps, a lot of the kids have on-ramps, and like, as long as they have on-ramps, then they're CCMR. But if they don't have an on-ramps class, like one of the seniors that she's already opted out, no on-ramps, no AP classes, no, UTP classes, anything like that. So she won't, be on here because, so she's gonna be one of my kids that I know is not gonna need CCMR.
but she can't do the Texas College.
But I spoke to the mom and we said, you know, that she wants to enjoy the senior year, whatever base, she wants to do this at home, relax, to be able to hang out with her friends. She's not a good math student. She's already been accepted to college at Ole Miss, so she's not going to be here in Texas. So,